welcome to this week's session. I hope everyone is feeling well and healthy as usual and ready for some yoga. Today we're working through the side of the body, so I'm going to try to work through all the way, so I hope you enjoy. We're going to start off the same way we usually do, by becoming centered and present. You can choose to either do so sitting up, such as I am, or you can join me in a child's pose. So in your child's pose, you can choose either a narrow, middle, or a wide-legged child's pose. It's up to you. I'm going to go in the middle. And we don't have to reach the fingers as far forward as we can. For now, we just release the body, and we can just allow the entire body just to sink down into the floor while we bring our minds here. So bringing your mind into your space, becoming aware and present in your space. Acknowledging that this space is just for you. Leaving anything and everything outside of this space. Bringing your mind into your body and just making sure you're not holding any unnecessary tension in the body. If you're sitting up, starting from the top of your head, scanning all the way down. If you've joined me in your child's pose, you can scan from the fingers up into the body or down into the body. And once you feel that you've relaxed through the body, we bring the attention to the breath. Not forcing or changing anything just yet, just being aware of how you're breathing. And with your awareness of the breath, setting an intention for the practice ahead. And this may be a bad time, but I just want to remind you to make sure that you've got your blocks nearby. You might need them today. Maybe you won't need them. And with that, we bring our minds back to our breath and start to breathe deeply, really expanding through the belly as we inhale. And as we exhale, we pull the belly back in towards the spine. If you've joined me in your child's pose, as you inhale, feel as the belly drops either towards the floor or into the thighs. Maybe even the back expands a little. And feel as you pull the belly back in towards the spine. Breathing, and then inhale, come up onto your fingertips and walk the hands over to the left so we can stretch nicely through the right side of the body. Taking some nice deep breaths into the right side of the body. If you'd like to intensify it, you can come onto the fingertips. Although, to be honest, sometimes I actually feel like it might be a bit more intense when the hands are flat, so up to you. Just feel what your body needs. On your next inhale, bring the hands back to center. Exhale here, and then inhale, coming over to the right. So we stretch through the left side of the body. Breathing into the left side of the body, feel the body expand as you inhale. Feel all the oxygen going into that part of the body. And exhale. Once again, you can come up to your fingertips if you'd like. Inhale and walk the hands over into the middle once again. Exhale here, and on your next inhale, you're going to roll the spine coming forward and drop the hips into our cobra. If this is a bit too intense for you, you can bend the arms. What's important is that we're stretching through the front of the body. The shoulders are away from the ears. And then exhale, coming onto your all fours. Hands and knees are stacked. Wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Inhale, dropping the belly, looking up. Exhale, round the spine, looking towards the belly. And again, inhale, drop the belly, looking up. Exhale, round the spine, looking towards the belly. And last time, inhale, drop the belly, looking up. And this time I want you to turn the hips and the shoulders to the right. Taking in breaths and out breaths here. And then the hips and the shoulders to the left. Breathing. And then come to center, and on your exhale, rounding. Looking towards the belly, and see if you can do the same thing. So hips and the shoulders to the right. Still maintaining our deep breaths, and then hips and shoulders to the left. Breathing. And then inhale, come to center and sit back onto your heels. And now I want you to stretch the fingers forward. Really feeling a nice stretch through the shoulders. Once again, you can come up to the fingertips if you'd like. And then inhale, rolling the spine forward once again, stepping the feet back and pushing yourself up into your downward dog. You can walk the feet here, stretching through the backs of the legs, really waking up the body, taking some deep breaths. And today I invite you to swing the hips side to side. Feel a nice stretch through the side of the body. And then pushing heels into the floor. I want to take off my socks. This could actually be a challenge. See if you can take off your socks in your down dog. Inhale, lifting up the right leg. Bring it up as high as it can go. And then we bend the knee, trying to get the foot to touch the opposite butt cheek while we stack the hips. So we're trying to get the right hip on top of the left hip. Breathing. Inhale. Exhale, bring the right knee to the right elbow. Inhale, come back up. Inhale up here. On your exhale, coming back to the elbow. Inhale, up again. And on your exhale, bringing the knee in between. So bringing the knee to the chest and then stepping the foot in between the hands. If the foot ends up here, that's okay. We just pick up the foot and we bring it in between the hands, or just get it there however you can. Bring the hand to the inside of the foot, turn the back foot. You may need a block here under your hand or a pillow. And then we bring the left hand up into the air and we breathe. If you've got a block nearby, it might be helpful for the next pose. Maybe you don't need it, maybe you need it. If you don't have one, we have modifications. Inhale, straightening the front leg into our triangle pose. If you don't have a block here, and if you struggle to get your hand down, you can place your hand on your shin and just hold yourself up. Otherwise, you can have your block, have it here or up here, whatever you need. Breathing here. And then we bring the left hand up over the head, really stretching through the side of the body. If you'd like to challenge yourself here, you can lift the bottom arm. Really working through the sides of the body here. Make sure that this knee is soft. You really need the strength from the bottom leg. And then you can release the hand, release the other hand. Bend the front leg back into your lunge, and then now the left hand is on the inside, right arm comes up. Breathing. And on your next inhale, we're going to come up into our twisted lunge, into our active twist. Breathing. Really sinking down into the front leg. And then we drop the left hand, right arm still up in the air, turn onto the side of the back foot, and then step the foot back into your side plank. If you need a little bit of extra support here, you can drop the bottom leg and have your side plank here, but I still want you to work through the side of the body, so really lifting the hips. Otherwise, we can have the feet one in front of the other or stacked. If you'd like to challenge yourself, lifting the bottom leg. And then see if you can straighten the arm once again to get a stretch through the side of the body. And then drop the arm, drop the foot, inhale up here, exhale coming down, and then up. And exhale into your downward dog once again. Make sure the palms are flat, pressing the heels down into the floor, and as always, breathing. We go into the other side, so inhale, lift up the left leg. Lifting it up as high as it can go, and then we bend the knee and try to get the foot to touch the opposite butt cheek. And we stack the hips. Breathing. Inhale. On your exhale, bringing the knee to elbow. And then coming up. Again, on your exhale, knee to elbow. Coming up. And this time on your exhale, bringing knee to chest. And then step the foot in between the hands. Left foot comes to the inside of the hand, turning the back foot. Left hand comes to the inside of the foot. And then right arm comes up. Once again, make sure you've got your block nearby if you have one. And we breathe. we straighten the front leg into our triangle pose, and we're really trying to have a flat body. So this pose is often good to do near a wall. If you can just press your back up against the wall, you'll see if you're doing the pose correctly. So the aim is not to get the hand as far down as possible. The aim is to get the chest as parallel to the leg as possible. Breathing. And then we straighten the arm over the head. Taking some nice deep breaths here. Preparing yourself for if you'd like to challenge yourself. Make sure you've got a softness in the bottom leg because you'd like that support. And then coming up. And then releasing the hand, releasing the other hand, bending the front leg again, coming into your high lunge. And then the right hand comes to the inside of the foot. Exhale, left arm comes up. Breathing. And then we come up into our twist. Once again, really sinking into this front leg and breathing. Your breath is your anchor. And then we drop the right hand, left arm comes up, turning the back foot into our side plank. Once again, if you need the support, bending the bottom leg, but remember to really lift the hips. If you'd like to challenge yourself, lifting up the leg, and then all of us really stretching the arm overhead. And then dropping the hand, dropping the foot. Inhale up here in your plank. Exhale, coming down to your version of choice. Inhale up. Exhale into your downward dog. If you'd like a quick break, you can come up onto your tippy toes and then down into your child's pose. But it's just a quick break. We're going to continue soon. Otherwise, pushing the hands into the floor in your downward dog, pushing the heels into the floor, and really restoring the breath, taking deep breaths. If you're in your child's pose, please join us in our downward dog. Inhale, come up onto the tippy toes. Exhale, dropping down to the knees. And then we bring the fingers forward into our puppy pose. Making sure you've got the hips directly above the knees. And we're really closing off the chest, bringing the chest as close as possible as we can get it to the floor. And then inhale, bringing the right hand underneath the body. At first, just enjoying it here, really closing off the shoulder. So bringing the left shoulder down towards the floor. And then inhale, bringing the left hand up, bending the right hand, and we bring the hands to meet. And we're really opening up through the shoulder now. Through the chest. So we're trying to get the chest as close as possible to the ceiling or to the sky if you're outside. Really breathing here. And then we release the bottom hand. Left hand comes up to the sky, and then we bring the left hand to the outside of the hip. And then if you'd like to challenge yourself, you can lift up the left leg. Which leg is this? Yeah, it's the left. Releasing the leg, bringing the arm back up and onto the floor, and we bring the right arm out, and we swap it with the left hand. And we first just breathe here, really closing off the shoulders, so drawing the right shoulder down towards the floor, feeling the stretch through the left shoulder. And then we bring the right arm up into the sky. Left arm bends, right arm comes onto the left arm so the hands meet. And then we're twisting, really trying to open up through the chest here. Breathing, releasing the left arm, right arm comes up into the air, and then we bring the hand to the other side of the hip. And don't worry if you can't get your hand to the other side of the hip, it's not a problem. It's just a variation in our bodies. And then if you'd like to challenge yourself, straightening the leg and lifting the leg up off the floor. Inhale and exhale, releasing the leg if it's up in the air. Right arm comes up and back down to the floor. And we bring the arm out from underneath, back into your puppy, and then pushing yourself back into your child's pose. Just for a second here. And on your next inhale, rounding the spine, coming up onto your all fours. And then just walk the hands forward, just a step. And then we bring the right foot in between the hands. Inhale up here. Exhale, straightening the front leg into our half split. If you would like, you can have your blocks here to help you keep yourself up. Otherwise, you can just have your fingertips and bring the feet away, the hands away from the feet. It can be quite intense, folding over the legs like this, so just be where you can be, where you feel comfortable. Inhale, and then on your exhale, turning the foot inward. And then if you feel comfortable enough, you can bring the hand over the leg to intensify the stretch a little bit. You should feel a little bit of stretch, or maybe a lot of bit of a stretch through the side of the leg. And then we release. Inhale, come forward. And then we walk the foot to the other side. So to the other hand, releasing the knee onto the floor, allow the foot to come in if you need, walk the back foot back if you can. Inhale, push yourself up, drawing the left hip down. And exhale, coming down onto your elbows. And then you can choose either staying up here on your elbows, you can stack the fists and place the head on the elbows, on the fists, or you can straighten the arms. I don't have much space here. And release the forehead onto the floor. If you'd like to intensify the pose, you can bring the bottom foot up. The closer the bottom leg is to a 90-degree angle, the more intense the pose. Alternatively, you can also try to draw the left hip down even more. So I usually like to just put my hand on the hip. Just the simple weight of my hand makes a big difference. Taking some nice deep breaths into this part of the body. On your next inhale, we're going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders, push the body up, tuck the back toes, lift up the body, bring the knee out from underneath, and come back onto your hands and knees. You can shake through the hips if you like. I don't know if this counts as a shake, but it works. And then we go into the other side, stepping the left foot in between the hands. You might need to walk the back foot back a little bit. Just make sure that you've got the knee above the ankle and that you've got a nice angle here with the hip. Inhale, and on your exhale, pushing the hips back into our half split. So first we just take a few breaths here, get accustomed, and then inhale, turning the foot inward and bringing the right arm over if you can. Taking deep breaths, and then releasing the foot. Inhale, come forward, walking the foot to the other hand, and then we release the knee and allow the foot to come in if needed. Inhale, push yourself up, pushing the right hip down, and on your exhale, coming down, and then choosing your version. Taking deep breaths into the side of the body, into the part of the body where you feel the stretch. next inhale, bringing the hands underneath the shoulders, pushing the body up, tucking the back toes, and lifting the body and bring the knee out from underneath. Just moving the hips side to side, shaking through the booty if you need. And then bring the feet over to one side, sitting down onto your bum, coming forward a bit on the mat, and we can come to relax. So if you'd like to put on some socks or a jersey or a blanket, or all three, please do. Otherwise, just laying the body down onto the floor. Laying with the feet open, hands facing upwards, shoulders away from the ears, and we lift up the head, bring the chin a little bit in, and dropping the head back down so we elongate through the back of the neck. And then we do a scan through the body, either from the top of the head down to the toes. If you'd like to energize the body, maybe you've got a big day ahead of you, or you just want to get some stuff done. Or from the toes up to the top of the head, if you'd like to release and relax the body, maybe you want to go sleep. So we scan the body to make sure that we're not holding any tension throughout the body. Really releasing through each and every little part of the body. And then once you're done scanning through the body, acknowledging that the entire body is completely relaxed, sinking down into the floor, surrendering to gravity. And now that the body is completely relaxed, we come to relax the mind by focusing on the present moment. And in this present moment, all that we are doing is laying on the floor and breathing. Paying attention to the breath as we breathe in and out, feeling the air as it comes in through the nostrils and out, and feeling the belly as it rises and falls. If you would like to stay here for longer, please do. Otherwise, starting to wiggle through the fingers and the toes, flopping the feet and the head side to side, bringing up the knees, and turning over onto your right side. Pushing yourself up into your cross-legged position. Giving yourself a moment. And then bring the hands to the sides. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, hands come down to the heart. And again, inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands come down to the heart. One last time, make it your biggest breath. And exhale, hands come down to the heart. Take some time to reflect back on the intention that you may have set at the beginning of the practice. And to thank yourself for dedicating this time to your mind and to your body. And I thank you so much for joining me. Namaste. Have a lovely rest of your day or rest of your evening, and I hope to see you again next week. Bye.